Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here. As Money in the Bank has now come and gone, go check it out if you haven't already. Big pay-per-view, premium live event, so much happened. You might be a little lost if you haven't seen it, but I'll try and catch you up as best as possible if you haven't seen it and you just want to get straight to this, but please do check it out if you haven't already. I thought it was really good. And moving forward now, past Money in the Bank to tonight, where we have the fallout from Money in the Bank, of course, but also we have the beginning of the Raw, NXT, and Smackdown individual tournaments of the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown. And premium live event-wise, at the end of the month, we have the NXT exclusive NXT Takeover Chicago 3, and we have Crown Jewel, which will feature the King of the Ring Triple Threat Final and Queen's Crown Triple Threat Final, the winners of which will get world title matches of their choosing at SummerSlam. So, a lot to get into, a lot to look forward to. And so without further ado, let's just do it, shall we? And let's kick things off, as always, with another episode of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway with Triple H making his way to the ring. And Triple H getting booed, because of course he is, after what happened at Money in the Bank. Of course, at Money in the Bank, special guest referee in the Fatal 4-Way main event, Kyle O'Reilly won, Kevin Owens cashed in. In the Kevin Owens-Kyle O'Reilly match, Kyle nearly actually won, seemingly. Adam Cole last shot, Triple H out of nowhere hitting a pedigree on Kyle O'Reilly, Kevin Owens becoming the WWE champion. And Triple H gets the mic. And Triple H just starts talking. He says, I hear a lot of talk about why I did what I did. But the real question here is, why did I have to be the man to step up and save this company all over again? So let's roll the clock back, shall we? Hell, let's roll it back 9 years to August 18th, 2013, the day of SummerSlam. A SummerSlam where, much like last night at Money in the Bank, I stood in the middle of that ring in one of those god-awful zebra outfits and oversaw the main event with the WWE Championship on the line. Now, 2013 WWE was in a dire position, even more so than now, believe it or not. And the main event of SummerSlam for the most valuable prize on this planet was between John Cena, an acceptable choice, and somehow, some way, for some god's forsaken reason, Daniel Bryan. Now put yourself in my position, known only having to watch the greatest championship on earth be won by some homeless-looking charisma vacuum of an excuse for a WWE superstar. Having to stand there and hand him that championship like he deserved it. Handing the WWE Championship, a championship I have won countless times myself, and other greats such as Ric Flair and Randy Orton have given meaning to a nobody, B-plus player. Now imagine how angry and disgusted I felt having to do that same damn thing 9 years later. For 9 years, I slaved away down in NXT, and I gave Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr. The best of the best. I sent him Kevin Owens, and I told him, put the company on this kid's back and he will carry it for you. And what happened? The old man had Kevin for 7 years, and he only won one world championship. Now hell, maybe Kevin Owens isn't your cup of tea. So what do? I send him Finn Balor, one of the toughest guys on God's green earth. And guess what happened? Vince had him for 6 years, and he's only won one world championship. Now I could stand here all day and talk about the potential world champions, and potential WrestleMania main eventers, and potential faces of the company. But I don't have to. I don't have to say a god damn word to convince you that Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr. wasted Samoa Joe. He wasted Shinsuke Nakamura. He wasted Robert Roode. He wasted Andrade. He wasted Aleister Black. He wasted Tommaso Ciampa. He wasted Johnny Gargano. The list could go forever of superstars laying in Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr.'s personal graveyard. List miles long of superstars I hand-delivered on silver goddamn platters to his office and said, here is the next face of your company. Why the hell did I go to so much effort, you ask? Because I made a promise to myself that this great company would never fall to the depth of having the likes of Daniel Bryan as its world champion again. But here we are, again, anyway. Because Kevin Owens is world championship material, and Adam Cole is world championship material. But Kyle O'Reilly has never been world championship material. And you can hate that statement, but it is a fact. Kyle O'Reilly is a follower, and Adam Cole and Kevin Owens are leaders. So here we are, Money in the Bank 2022, and I am as much a man who always prepares. Plan A was just to watch Adam Cole kick Kyle O'Reilly's ass and take that dirty championship. But hell, you gotta give it to Kyle. He survived. So then we move to Plan B. And Kevin Owens comes out to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. An easier, simpler plan even. Kevin comes out to an all but dead Kyle and takes that title from him. But Kyle O'Reilly clearly doesn't know how to give up. So we go to Plan C. Plan C. That probably should have been Plan A all along. The plan where I take care of things my goddamn self. I laid his ass out. I canted that damn pin. And I watched that company finally get a world champion again. You want an apology? Go ask Vince for one. Asking for apology for running this company so far into the dirt again that I have to step up and save it all over again. But no, you can't. Because Vince isn't here right now, is he? No, I am. I run this company now. And I run a show with a worthy WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet for your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Kevin Owens. For 93, I need a drink. Jesus Christ, I've got a bit of a headache after doing that Triple H voice. God knows how close it was. That's the closest I'm going to get. But I apologise. Give me a second. Jesus Christ, my head hurts. I need to get through this show and have a lie down, I think. 93 for that. And then he introduced him. And so out comes, with Adam Cole, Kevin Owens. And Owens gets on the mic and he says he was tired of being on the sidelines, tired of not getting his chance to stand at the top where he belongs. And so when he found Triple H again having a similar problem of unworthy people taking your spot, like Kyle O'Reilly, he jumped at the chance. And he says, sure, him and Adam, they've had their problems, but at the end of the day, they sit atop the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. At the end of the day, they were chosen to lead this company forward. They were chosen to be world champions. They were chosen to be on top, unlike Kyle O'Reilly. And Adam Cole getting the mic, and Kevin Owens handing Adam Cole the mic. And Adam Cole getting on the microphone, just simply saying that this is a new era now. And that really is undisputed. Dropping the mics, Triple H standing between them and raising Kevin Owens and Adam Cole's arms. Adam Cole raising his other arm, Kevin Owens raising the WWE Championship for a 100. Good opener. Very long opener, my head, but a good opener nonetheless. Kevin Owens is the WWE Champion now, and Triple H, with his chosen here, the superstars he chose to lead the WWE forward. Not Kyle O'Reilly, definitely not part of that, but Owens and Cole, former NXT champions, of course, were part of that, standing alongside him here. As then, we have a little rundown. I'll pop the brackets up on screen for you now. There you go, aren't they beautiful? As we begin the build-up to, of course, King of the Ring and Crown... Oh, God. King of the Ring and Queen's Crown Jewel. My head is a mess after that promo. God. King of the Ring and Crown Jewel. We have their 8 Superstar tournaments. We'll have 2 King of the Ring and 2 Queen's Crown matches tonight. 2 next week and 4 next week. 2 of each next week. Semi-finals week after. Finals week after that. And then the finals of the tournament. Triple Threat King of the Ring. Triple Threat Queen's Crown is at... Crown Jewel. NXT's bracket finals will probably be at NXT TakeOver Chicago as well, just to add up to that card and make it a bit more special over there in Chicago, Illinois. And tonight we have 4 big matches. We have in the Queen's Crown, we have Gigi Dolan versus Fallon Henley, and the other Queen's Crown matches later tonight will be Nia Jax taking on a mystery opponent. Whilst in the King of the Ring tournament, we have Bobby Lashley looking to bounce back from his defeat in the hardcore title match against Damian Priest. At Money in the Bank, taking on Pete Dunne, looking to bounce back from him and Matt Riddle, the Broserweights, losing the Raw Tag titles to Orton and Garza at Money in the Bank. And then in the main event, in the King of the Ring quarterfinal matchup, it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. In the drawings of the tournament, the Celtic Warriors, the former Raw Tag Champs, were drawn against each other. And you have to think, partners and all that, but McIntyre and Sheamus, 2 tough guys. They're going to want to give everything they both got to get going in this tournament and to keep in it. So yes, a lot of big matches, a lot to look forward to. And so let's just get into the card. What are we doing first? We're kicking off tonight with the Queen's Crown matchup between Gigi Dolan and Fallon Henley. I'm not expecting the highest rated matchup, obviously. No offense to them, they're both very new here. But still, two superstars I'm personally a big fan of down in NXT 2.0 IRL. Here on Raw IRL, Gigi Dolan got to celebrate at Money in the Bank with Mandy Rose, Miss Money in the Bank, who comes out with her tonight. Her and JC Jane accompany Gigi Dolan. Mandy Rose very much enjoying holding that beautiful Money in the Bank briefcase. And I don't know about everyone else, I'm personally a fan of old era Money in the Bank, the first 4 or so years, I want to say 4, 5, 6 years, when it was their custom briefcase. So it'll keep the colour, that silver kind of white, but also with Mandy Rose's, Kevin Owens doesn't have a briefcase, so you don't have to worry about it, but Mandy Rose's, I imagine it would have like the Toxic Attraction roses, not embroidered, painted on it as well, just to make it a bit more her. I feel like personalised Money in the Bank briefcases are just nice. I don't know why we ever got rid of them personally, but branding, that's why they got rid of it, but I like it, a bit more personal branding. So Mandy Rose and JC Jane watching from ringside, Gigi Dolan versus Fallon Henley, Zoe Stark ringside for Fallon Henley, because they've been teaming up, and in the end, it is Gigi Dolan who does get the win. 34, like I said, wasn't expecting the highest rating. 46 from Gigi's pretty good, 29 from Fallon's alright, but Gigi Dolan does get the win here, and she does advance further into the Queen's Crown tournament. She's into the semi-final. Beautiful. Good. These are not the highest rate opener, but I wasn't expecting it to be. And Queen's Crown, a perfect opportunity to maybe bring these superstars into things and the fold overall a bit more. So, yeah. Happy. As just a moment. God. What's next? Next up, we go backstage. And we have a little Chase University session. Andre Chase is there with Bodie Hayward, with Malik Blake and Edris Anafe taking the lead really with Andre Chase. And Andre Chase, trying to calm Edris down. But Edris Anafe, he's saying he wants Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews has been bugging him. Apollo Crews has been going for him. He wants him, he can have him. He wants his match with Apollo Crews. And Chase says that, look, Edris, you're very early into your Chase University curriculum, okay? And Apollo, he's a tough guy, okay? I got in the ring with him last week. I'm man enough to admit he was a tough guy. And I don't know if you're ready for that. And Edris saying he wants it, okay? He needs it. Okay, Apollo was just going to keep taunting him and laughing at Chase University. And that wakes Andre Chase up. He says, he wants to laugh at my university, huh? He wants to laugh at my curriculum, my students. Okay, Edris, you know what? Maybe it's a bit advanced, but hell, I'm going to train you. We're going to get you up and ready. And then you're going to go kick his ass, okay? And Edris very happy. As then in walks Y2J and Chris Jericho. I was about to call him Le Champion, but he is not Le Champion of Montez Ford. But, they showed respect after the match, so that was all good. And Jericho says that he heard Edris Anafe want to train, and he says that, he's got a King of the Ring tournament coming up. He was looking for a match to get him going, keep him fit, keep him ready. And so he offers Edris Anafe a one-time opportunity to get in the ring. He says, it's best to learn through action, so get in the ring with the GOAT. And Edris Anafe happily accepting for 38 later tonight. Edris Anafe taking on Chris Jericho. Just a nice little match between them, hopefully. As then we go to an interview. We stay backstage. Kayla Braxton interviewing Alexa Bliss, still Women's World Champion, and Nikki Cross. They're both very happy. Alexa happy to retain. Nikki happy for Alexa to retain. Alexa also thanking Nikki for her help taking out Nia Jax and making sure it wasn't an unfair fight at Money in the Bank. And Nikki Cross, she says she's just so happy to be back with her best friend. And, she says she knew Alexa maybe wouldn't like it, so it's a secret, but she's planning a big surprise moment of bliss celebration next week. This is... why does all of my British accents tend Irish? God. Moment of bliss celebration next week. Nikki Cross promised her, Alexa, you didn't have to do that. But Nikki says, I did. As for 78, I'm just going to move on from that. Nikki Cross promising a celebration for Alexa next week to celebrate her retaining that Women's World Championship. As then next up, we have our first King of the Ring matchup on the Raw bracket. The almighty Bobby Lashley taking on Pete Dunne. Lashley accompanied by MVP in the Hurt Business. Pete Dunne accompanied by Matt Riddle. And in the end, a hard-hitting affair between the Bruiserweights and the Almighty. Both men want to advance. Both men want to go through. You have a spot where Lashley has the Hurt Lock on Pete Dunne, but Pete Dunne managing to kind of power out of it. And as he does, he grabs on to Lashley's arms and snaps the fingers. Lovely. And in the end, it is Pete Dunne who gets the win with the bitter end. For an 85, Pete Dunne advances in the King of the Ring tournament. 93p. He's doing great. 74 Lashley. Really, really good matchup. As Pete Dunne advances, and Pete Dunne moves on to the semi-final of King of the Ring. As then we go backstage again, Kayla Braxton interviewing Orton and Garza, the new Raw Tag Team Champions. And Orton saying that across his long career, he's had a lot of partners. And he's held the tag titles with a few of them. Edge. Wyatt. And he says, hell, sure, maybe it doesn't usually end well for one of them when he teams with someone, but he says right now he's happy to be teaming with Garza and to be champion with Garza. And Garza says that he is happy to be teaming with Orton as well, Orton a legend. But then Garza saying that if it does come to that, then I'll be happy to fight you as well. A lot of mutual respect here. But the focus right now for both of them is King of the Ring. Garza saying that last year he won the King of the Ring tournament. He went to SummerSlam and he won the WWE Championship. He says right now his mind is solely on doing that again. And Orton saying he wants to add the King of the Ring to his list of accolades. And he wants to get WWE Championship himself. The 14-time World Champion wants to make it 15. 100. Really good promo from all Raw Tag Champs. Very happy with them. As next up, we do have the match between Chris Jericho and Edris Anafe. You know, Buddy Hayward at ringside waving the flag. Malik Blade there providing some support. Andre Chase, you know, shouting out his teachings and his words of wisdom. But in the end, it is Le Champion, Chris Jericho, hitting the Judas effect for a 56. Edris Anafe giving a good fight, you know, building himself up, getting better every week. 62 Jericho, 27 on Anafe. In the end, it is Chris Jericho who does get the win here. Yeah, solid matchup. I am happy with that. As then, next up, we go to Drake Maverick's office, the general manager, Drake Maverick, who provides a medical update on Kyle O'Reilly. He says that after Money in the Bank last night, former WWE champion Kyle O'Reilly was rushed to a local medical facility. Doctors keeping round-the-clock care of him right now. Kyle currently still unconscious, and, you know, we here on Monday Night Raw and the WWE in whole, I'm sure, send him our best wishes for a hopefully speedy recovery. For 47, you know, Kyle, he went through a lot. He went through a very hard-hitting, tough 35-ish, I want to say, minute matchup in the Fatal 4-Way, which he ended, you know, barely able to stand, covered in blood. Kevin Owens coming out as well. Even more attacks. The pedigree from Triple H. Kyle, he went through the ringer well and truly. You know, receiving that much required local medical facility, medical attention, I'm sure we all know and love. We wish him the best. You know, get well soon, Kyle. As then, Naomi and Nia Jax in the ring. Nia Jax in action in her Queen's Crown matchup. Naomi saying that she's ready for whoever her mystery opponent is next week. But Jax is ready tonight to kick her mystery opponent's ass. And her mystery opponent is Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane not seen in a minute, but bring her back for Queen's Crown here for an 85. Nice little reveal. And then the match, Nia Jax versus Kairi Sane. In the end, of course, Kairi Sane hits the insane elbow and gets the win to advance in the Queen's Crown tournament for a 76. Good match. 76 Sane, 57 Jax. Happy. Good. Kairi Sane keeps going in the Queen's Crown into the semi-final. Kairi Sane and Gigi Dolan have qualified thus far. Beautiful. They will face off in a semi-final. Hopefully that'll be good. As then, next up, we just have a little rundown of next week's King of the Ring and Queen's Crown matches. We will have Angel Garza versus Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Zoe Stark, JC Jane, and Naomi versus a mystery opponent. Stacked matches, Garza and Riddle, especially, I think, match of the night. Orton and Jericho, two WWE legends going head-to-head again. 86. Really, really good. Hopefully some good matches next week. But for now, it's time for the main event. King of the Ring, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, the Celtic Warriors, the former Raw Tag Champs, head-to-head here. Let the best man win and advance the King of the Ring. And in the end, the best man and your winner into the King of the Ring semi-final is Drew McIntyre. For an 82, Drew hitting the Claymore in the end on Sheamus for the win. 82 Drew, 68 Sheamus. Good match. Drew McIntyre gets the victory. Drew McIntyre is into the King of the Ring semi-final. It will be Pete Dunne versus Drew McIntyre. After the match, Drew getting his arm raised, Sheamus to his feet, the two men face to face. Drew extends his hand and Sheamus shakes it. A show of respect between the tag team as Sheamus then raises Drew McIntyre's arm. Just a nice show of respect. Drew going to walk away and Sheamus pulling him in to a bro kick. Sheamus obviously not taking Drew McIntyre beating him very well here. He says, "Oh, you think you're better than me, huh? You think you're better than me? Huh? It's your fault we're not tag champs anymore. It's your fault. And you're still here. You think you're better than me, huh? Sheamus, not happy, beating down on Drew, dragging him out the ring, tossing him into the barricade, tossing him into the ring post. In the end, Sheamus getting Drew's arm, pulling it through the ring post. Drew going face first, just continually pulling him through, smashing his face into it before he goes behind him and hits a massive bro kick, smashing Drew's head, kicking him in the back of the head and just powering it forward into the ring post. Drew smashing forward, going to the mat, face bleeding. Medics having to come out. It's not. There's a lot of blood going on at the moment. Medics having to come out on check on him, and the show just ends on a 90 with Drew McIntyre being stretchered away backstage. Overall, this week's episode of Raw, this very long episode of Raw, gets an 89. Good show. Triple H explains his actions. The first 4 matchups from the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown tournament, and Drew McIntyre completely taken out at the end there. I thought of ending things on the Triple H promo, but I thought, no, we'll kickstart the show with that, and then we'll end with the King of the Ring, because the main attraction at the moment, I want to put a real focus on the King of the Ring Queen's Crown tournament, so right way to do it, I think. As Raw comes to a close here, good show, and hopefully we can continue with some good ratings and some good build-up and fallout as we look at the fallout from Money in the Bank and start the build-up to King of the Ring and Queen's Crown. Next up, with another episode of NXT. And NXT gets underway with Bayley coming out to the ring. Bayley defeated by Dakota Kai in the NXT Women's Championship match at Money in the Bank. But after the match, shake hands, had a little hug. And then as Dakota Kai tried to walk away, Bayley hitting the Bayley's belly onto the Women's Champion. Bayley comes to the ring and she says that she had enough. Says she's Bayley. She remembers it back in NXT, back in the good old days, when they would chant her name, hey, Bayley, say that they wanted her to be their girl. And yet there they were, cheering and chanting for Dakota Kai to beat her. And Bayley says she's had enough. She says she's the role model. She is Bayley. And she's coming to take back what is hers, the NXT Women's Championship. For the 76, decent little opening promo. Bayley coming for that NXT Women's title, coming for Dakota Kai. Ever still. As then, God, let me just prepare my voice for Tony D'Angelo to go meet his godfather again. So he's due earlier this week with Big Tony, and Tony's in the room with Don Wagner and the godfather Michael Corleone on the bed. And Tony says, Pa, I'm sorry, okay? And Michael's saying, where is it, Tony, huh? Where's the title, Tony? I told you we need the title, Tony, come on. And Tony's saying, Pa, I'm sorry, Pa, okay? I ain't got the title for you. And Michael's saying, Tony, what do you mean, huh? We need that title, Tony, I told you. And Tony's saying, I'm sorry, Pa, I'm sorry, okay? Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna fix it, Pa. And Michael's saying, what are you gonna do, kid, huh? How are you gonna fix this one, huh? And Tony's saying, I'm gonna get you a crown, Pa, huh? I'm gonna become the king, huh? King Tony, huh? And then they gotta take me seriously. I bring them the crown, I show I'm the king, he gotta let me marry his daughter, Pa. It's all gonna be okay. And Michael's saying, That's a good idea, kid. That's a good idea, kid. You get that crown, huh? You get that crown, and they take you seriously, they get the marriage, and we get the marriage we need, huh? And then walks Robert Slick Stone, saying, hey, Don Wagner, I got a call for you, huh? They want to talk to you. Don Wagner saying, I'm sorry, Michael, I have to go and take this. Michael saying, that's okay, huh? You go right ahead, Wagner. And Wagner leaving. That's just Michael and Tony. And Michael saying, Tony, this is important, huh?
You gotta do this for the family. You need to get that prize, that crown, huh? And then you can get married, save the family, unite our houses, Tony? We need this for me, Tony, please.
Tony's saying,
It's okay, Pa, okay? I'm gonna get the crown. We're gonna be okay. It's all gonna be alright. I got this.
for 57, oh my god, my throat. My throat's been sore all week. I don't know if it's from the last Tony D'Angelo Godfather segment. God, let's power through this. Tony, in King of the Ring later tonight, let me just flash the bracket on screen for you now for the King of the Ring tournament over in the black and gold. But before we can kick off the King of the Ring tournament, we're going to kick off the Queen's Crown tournament, which the bracket is like this. And we're kicking off things with Candice LeRae of Next Gen taking on Tiffany Stratton of #trending of Buffer Then Your Boyfriend. And in the end, it is Candice LeRae who comes out on top, hitting the heartbreaker onto Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton not happy at all in defeat. For 56, pretty good. 61 Candice, 31 Tiffany. Happy with this. Decent little matchup as Candice LeRae advances into the semi-final of NXT's bracket of the Queen's Crown tournament, which, Peepo Pog, we all love Candice LeRae. Then we go backstage to Isaiah Swerve Scott, NXT North American title still in hand. Happy, Hit Row coming in, Top Dollar, Ashanti Diadonis and B-Fab. They were at ringside for Isaiah Swerve Scott at Money in the Bank. Helping him cut down that numbers advantage potentially that could have cost him. And Swerve thanking him, appreciating his support, but saying, this ain't a reunion, okay? The old crew, Hero, we were good, we were great, but I got this on my own right now, I'm going clean. And then in walks Cameron Grimes. And Cameron Grimes, walking in. And Top Dollar saying, what the hell is this hick want? And Cameron Grimes saying, my name's Cameron Grimes. And you see, I am the principal funder for the Golden Gods, the group at the top of NXT. Now, Mr. Knight, he's got his championship gold. And Mr. Torres and Bourbon gonna get theirs. But I thought it's time for old Grimy to get a bit of his own championship, huh? And I thought that NXT North American title would look particularly nice around my waist. And challenging Swerve, Ashanti Diadonis stepping in before Swerve can say anything again and saying, you don't just get to walk in here and demand matches. Oh, you know how disrespectful that is? You want a shot at Swerve here? You gotta earn it. And Grimes saying, well, if Swerve can't fight his own battles, then that's all right. And Swerve saying, I can fight my own battles just fine. And Shanti interrupting saying again, and saying, you know what, Grimes, you want a match? You want to show you got it? I'll see you later tonight then. And Grimes then, okay then. 81 later tonight. Cameron Grimes in action against Ashanti Diadonis. Swerve not happy, not wanting this full Hit Row reunion, and Hit Row staying in his business though. As then we go to Kayla Braxton just outside, just the area before you go out to the ring, interviewing. She's got DFG there, destined for greatness, interviewing Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo asking Carmelo Hayes about King of the Ring. Carmelo Hayes in the King of the Ring match next up against Tony D'Angelo. A little beef there sells. Carmelo Hayes was looking forward to his match with Sir Scott. Tony inserted himself, and then Tony got pinned, which means Carmelo lost the match as well. Carmelo Hayes saying he don't give a damn about Tony's daddy problems, okay? Because when Melo shoots, he don't miss. And he's shooting his shot at that crowd, and he about to come King Melo up in here. 87, good promo as always from Carmelo Hayes. And then next up, the first match in the King of the Ring tournament on the NXT bracket, Tony D'Angelo taking on Carmelo Hayes. And in the end, your winner and advancing to the semi-final of the NXT bracket at the King of the Ring tournament is Carmelo Hayes. Tony promised his pa a crown, but he's fell at the first hurdle here. Carmelo Hayes with that top rope leg drop, cutting out Tony D'Angelo and getting the win for a 73. Carmelo Hayes advances into the next round of the King of the Ring tournament. Good match. Another good match. I'm expecting the match quality to kind of be okay, the 60, 70 mark. Main event, I'm hoping we'll smash it. Fingers crossed. Either way, Carmelo Hayes advanced. Tony in a bit of a state of shock in the ring. No NXT North American title, no King of the Ring crown on the horizon. What's he going to say to his pa now? As then we go backstage to Kayla Braxton, now interviewing the Cruiserweight Tag Champs, still the Mysterios, Ray and Dominic. And Ray says that he couldn't be prouder. He says he's had a lot of accomplishments in his career, World Heavyweight Champion, Royal Rumble, WWE Champion, but his proudest achievement and accomplishment by far is being the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champion with his son. Getting to wrestle with his son is an honor he never thought he'd get, and to not only get that, but to be a champion as well. He just says that he hopes it goes forever, and he says that he's sure that with him and Dom together, it can. For an 85. Just a lovely father-son moment, really. Before next up, we do have the earlier announced match between Ashanti the Adonis and Cameron Grimes. And in the end, it is Cameron Grimes who hits a cave-in for the win. 77, pretty good. 75 Grimes, 52 Ashanti. Happy with this. Cameron Grimes coming out on top over Ashanti the Adonis. And calling out his own shot towards Isaiah Swerve Scott here. Then we go backstage to Cameron finding a distraught Tony D'Angelo. What am I going to do, huh? What am I going to do? This is awful. What am I going to say to him, huh? Otis and Tucker trying to calm him down. Holland just standing there happy as ever. You know how Holland is. And Tony just head in his hands for a minute. And there's like a light bulb goes off and he says, I got it. I got it. He kind of grabs Otis around the face and he says, I can kiss you. I got it. For a 57, Tony seemingly figured out what to do to help with his problem. As then we have the next match in the Queen's Crown tournament between Mickie James and Shotzi Blackheart, who've had their problems in the past as well, when they're facing Candice LeRae. And in the end, Shotzi getting on top a little bit when another person Shotzi's had problems with comes out. Tiffany Stratton, not happy about losing last week when the Black Heart Tank Express interfered as well. Comes out, providing a bit of a distraction. Got a little purse, maybe got a brick in it, smashed it into Shotzi's face, a little distraction like that. And in the end, it allows Mickie to hit the mitt kick and get the win for a 56. That's fine. 53 Shotzi, 41 Mickie. No issue with that. As Mickie James advances to the semi-final against Candice LeRae in the NXT bracket of the Queen's Crown tournament. Shotzi, the Black Heart World Tank Express's problems with rougher than your boyfriend. Go on. As then we just have a little advertisement for next week's King of the Ring and Queen's Crown matches, where we have Andrade versus Ricochet, Anthony Ogogo versus Cesaro, Roxanne Perez versus Persia Prosa, and Cora Jade versus Jade Cargill. 4 big matches between, a variety of superstars. In the women's, especially, you have these up-and-coming superstars, and in the men's, you also have that kind of up-and-coming thing about Go-Go, but also more established stars like Cesaro, Andrade, Ricochet. Same for everything. Hopefully these matches will do well. I think Andrade Ricochet is going to steal that show, because of course it is. It's Andrade and Ricochet for a 72. Decent, that's fine enough. Before speaking of matches that will hopefully steal the show, it's time for the second match in the King of the Ring tournament of tonight. Kalisto of the Lucha Dragons taking on Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano coming up short in the Money in the Bank ladder match, but looking to advance in the King of the Ring tournament now. And Kalisto, with this darker edge, looking to get somewhere. I think this match should be good. And in the end, advancing to the semi-final of the King of the Ring tournament, where they will face Carmelo Hayes, is Johnny Gargano. Well, Well, okay then. Well then, I'm sorry. Oof. Oof. I mean, updated bracket. Johnny and Carmelo Hayes have advanced, and I'm just in a little bit of a state of shock that one of the best matches of the save features Kalisto. No offense to him. 98. Gargano with the Hurt Stoner. 95 Gargano, 74 Kalisto. And Kalisto is in one of the best matches of the save, which is something. I think Johnny's a large part of that, but I mean, it takes two to tango. 98. I'm just kind of. I thought Johnny could drag that to like high 80s, 90 if I'm lucky. 98. 2 off perfection. What a match. Oh my word. Johnny Gargano advances in King of the Ring. Johnny Gargano, Carmelo Hayes should also be a banger, but who knows if it can be anywhere as good as Johnny Gargano and Kalisto, apparently. Jesus. Well then. Johnny Gargano gets the win. His music starts to play. The referee goes to raise his arm. You win, Johnny Gargano. When out comes to interrupt him, LA Knight. With Torres and Bob and Spanish Fly, LA Knight getting in the ring very quickly and saying, no. Cut that stupid ass music. Gargano a bit taken aback. And Gargano, like what? And LA Knight telling him to get the hell out of LA Knight's ring here. Capiche? And Gargano not happy, stepping up to LA Knight a little bit. But Gargano just had this incredible matchup with Kalisto, apparently. And, thinking better of trying to start out and just leaving. And I'm saying, that's what I thought. You see, the people around here, they take their orders now from the new head of NXT, LA Knight. The new beating heart and soul of the black and gold brand. The $1 million megastar is right in front of you. LA Knight runs this place now. And you see, whilst Socrates and Alfonso here, Spanish Fly, and Cameron Grimes are going to be joining me covered in gold soon enough. Because that right there, that's a fact of life, but you need to know that that's a fact. That's a spoiler for you all. Spanish Fly, your Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. Cameron Grimes, your new NXT North American Champion. That's a fact of life, and that's coming from the face of NXT. LA Knight. Yeah. My throat still hurts. 100. Oh, incredible main event. Incredible final segment. It gets a 95. I mean, decent show. I thought, the earlier stuff could have done worse. It did better. Everything's alright, to be honest. Gargano, Kalisto steal the show. 100 for the main event. Increased up on 3 regions. No complaints. Really good show. Really happy with that. One episode of NXT. My throat really hurts. I need to rest it, I think. But really good episode of NXT. Very happy. Hopefully, we can end the week even half as good as that. Next up, as we continue the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments with another episode of Smackdown. And before Smackdown gets underway, I just want to say apologies if my voice or anything sounds off. In the one day since I recorded NXT, I think I've got a cold. That might have been why my voice was hurting, rather than the Tony and Michael impressions, though I don't think those helped. Either way, though. So apologies if it's off, but let's just get into Smackdown. Gets underway with your Tribal Chief, my Tribal Chief, everyone's Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, making his way to the ring alone. No Jey Uso, no Solo Squad, just Roman Reigns. And he says that he's had enough of all this trivial nonsense getting in his way. So he says, plain and simple, decree from the Tribal Chief, here's how it's gonna go. Next week, Jimmy, you got a problem. You feel hard done by. You want to step up to the head of the table. Go right ahead. Next week, and you know what happened, Jimmy? I'll smash you, I'll stack you, and I'll pin you. And then we're done. We're done out here. And then when I'm done with you, Jimmy, that's when it comes to you, Keith. Now John's gone. Bullard got beat. But you and me, we ain't nowhere near finished. So I'm gonna beat Jimmy's little ass. And then Keith, you and me, I'll smash ya, I'll stack ya, I'll pin ya, and I'll take ya Universal Championship and put it where it belongs. In the hands of Smackdown and WWE's Tribal Chief. For 100, of course, Roman Reigns, very, very good. No shock there. That isn't news to you. The Tribal Chief reigns supreme. In this promo, I just want to clarify. Roman Reigns issuing the challenge Jimmy Uso next week. He says he's going to smash him up. And then Keith Lee awaits on that Universal Championship. And then we get into it. First of all, we're matching the King of the Ring tournament. A massive match in the King of the Ring tournament at that. Between the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, and big bad fad himself, Thaddeus Bullard, pinned by Keith Lee at Money in the Bank. AJ Styles coming up short in the Money in the Bank ladder match, both looking to kickstart a little momentum for themselves in King of the Ring, advancing to the semi-final. And in the end, the person who will advance between these two massive superstars, two former world champions, maybe a weird statement to say, but we all love Bullard, don't we? Is AJ Styles. In the end, managing to get Bullard up for a Styles clash for the win, for the 91. Incredible match. 92 Styles, 68 Bullard. Beautiful, as always with these two. Both always do rather well. As AJ Styles advances in King of the Ring, and Thaddeus Bullard is eliminated. And not very happy at that. Styles celebrating Bullard getting out the ring. Bullard trying to be consoled by Heyman. Bullard having none of it. And he just starts smashing up the ringside area, attacking the bell keeper, taking down the Bullard boot, taking down the barricade where he is, throwing chairs, smashing the commentary table. Bullard is not happy. He is not a very happy Bullard right now for an 89. What is next for him? He's looking to bounce. He needs something. And what is he going to decide he needs? As then we go to a Mr. Joe Gacy with control, Braun Strowman, EC3, Steve Keller, and Wesley Blake. And Joe Gacy is talking. He's talking about what happened at Money in the Bank tag title match. Tyler Breeze coming out, Strowman going after him, Joe Gacy getting pinned. And Joe Gacy saying that, Mr. Breeze, I can see that there's so much anger in you. And all I want is peace. So allow me to help you release that anger. And so when it has been expelled from your body, you will be closer to achieving the true vision. And so, Mr. Breeze, I offer you a challenge next week to help you expel your demons, if you choose to accept. For a 60, Gacy issuing a challenge of some sorts to Tyler Breeze. Will he accept, though? We'll have to wait and see. Then we go backstage to one Ronda Rousey, interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Rousey very happy. Beat Sonya Deville at Money in the Bank. She says she's very happy to be done with No Mercies. Beat Shayna God knows how many times. She beat Sonya, beat Tay. She's beat them all. She's ready to move on from No Mercy. When in walks Natalya. And Natalya congratulates Ronda, Women's Universal Champion, Natalya says it's so good to see that, a young rookie that I trained comes so far. Ronda, rookie might be a bit much, Natalya, but okay. Natalya saying, it's okay. My teachings clearly did you a great job. And I know you haven't really had any challenge yet for that title. But, I mean, after everything I've done for you, I think I deserve to be that challenge. For 76, Natalya issuing a challenge to Ronda Rousey. A real challenge, as she puts it, comparatively to Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler. You can make your own decisions if that's true. As then, next up, we have the first match in the Smackdown bracket of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Queen of the Ring, 8 superstars looking to get to the final. We have plenty of matchups already. And now we have another Liv Morgan versus Tay Conti of No Mercy. Speaking of her, Liv Morgan against her, and in the end, your winner advancing to the semi-final of the Queen's Crown. It's Queen's Crown tournament. God knows if I've said that previously in this episode. It's Queen's Crown, and the first superstar on SmackDown heading into the semi-final of Queen's Crown is Liv Morgan. The Liv kick to Tay Conti does it in the end for a 76. Good match. 70 Liv, 60 Tay. Happy. Liv Morgan advancing into the Queen's Crown tournament semi-final. Beautiful. Beautiful. We all love Liv Morgan. As then we go to a video of Xavier Woods, the US champion. He's by the beach, cocktail in hand, wearing his bathing suit. And he says that he's taking a well-deserved vacation from carrying SmackDown on his back. He says that he's been disrespected by management with the challengers they've been presenting. He says he's the greatest United States champion of all time. And he was denied entry into the King of the Ring tournament. A great disrespect. And he says, so you know what? If they don't want me in King of the Ring this month, then I will just be taking this month off. And so this is your boy, Xavier Woods, signing out for now. For a 94, Woods not happy with management. So, taking a little well-deserved break, honestly, after everything he's been up to. As then we cut to Tyler Breeze, who's, he's interviewed by Kayla. The TV's there. He's just watched this Xavier Woods video as well. And he's like, what is happening with some people around here? And Kayla asks him about Joe Gacy's challenge earlier. And Tyler Breeze says that he will do whatever it takes to get his hands on Gacy and to avenge Dango for what they did to him. So he says any challenge Gacy wants to put in front of him, then okay. But that road ends with Tyler Breeze getting his hands on Joe Gacy. For 78, good promo from Tyler Breeze, wanting revenge on Joe Gacy for him and Control taking out Fandango.
This is not a test, this is your emergency broadcast system. Announcing the death of our beloved friend, and fellow Firefly, Abby the Witch. Abby was a kind soul, would light up any room she entered, and will be deeply missed. Abby's body has been cremated, and her ashes scattered in Massachusetts as she requested. Her soul has found a new host.
If you're feeling lonely today, come along and throw your cares away. We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end.
As then we have another matchup in the King of the Ring tournament. It is Solo Sikoa of the Bloodline versus Zack Ryder, who came up short against Xavier Woods at Money in the Bank for the US title. And in the end, your winner, advancing to the King of the Ring semi-final to take on AJ Styles, I want to say, is Solo Sikoa. A big win for him, Zack Ryder, giving a good effort, but in the end, it is the Bloodline's one-man wrecking crew of sorts in Solo Sikoa. For a 56, storms through Ryder, 45 Solo, 50 Ryder, pretty even match, honestly. But Solo Sikoa is the one advancing forward into the semi-final where AJ Styles awaits. I mean, that's a big matchup for Solo Sikoa, honestly, against the former multi-time world champion AJ Styles. So yeah, hopefully that'll be good. As then we go backstage to Thaddeus Bullard, still not happy. He's smashing up the backstage area, screaming at anyone who dares walk past. People are actively just, see him in the background, seeing this and just walking away. Heyman trying to calm him down, and Bullard saying, "No, Paul. No, they think I'm a joke. They need to know I still got it, Paul. I'm Thaddeus Bullard. Big Bad Thad, year-long Intercontinental Champion, undefeated Intercontinental Champion, Universal Champion. I'm not going back to being a joke again, Paul. I'm not doing it." Then he stops, and he looks at Paul and he says, "You know what I need, Paul." And Heyman saying, "Mr. Bullard, that's not a good idea. You're not thinking clearly. Okay?" And then Bullard just kind of grabs Heyman by his jacket and pushes him up against the wall a bit. And he says, "I'll tell you what is a good idea and what isn't a good idea, Paul." Then he stops and he lets go of Heyman, him dropping to the floor, but he was holding him up. And he brushes his jacket down and he says, "Paul, just bring him to me. Bring me Brock Lesnar." For an 89, Bullard wanting to prove he is still Big Bad Bullard and telling Paul to bring him a challenger who, if he could be, would definitely prove that in the form of Paul Heyman's former client. Well, yeah, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, not seen since his WrestleMania 36 defeat to Drew McIntyre. So not seen at this point in 27 months, over 2 years. But Bullard telling Paul to bring him back to fight him for an 89. Bullard wants a big challenge in that. Will Heyman be able to provide it? As then we go to the main event. Now, hopefully this match will do well. Becky Lynch, Deonna Purrazzo, Queen's Crown Tournament. Main event-wise, I'm wanting to put a lot of focus on the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments, which is why, like on Raw, Triple H died, and then the McIntyre Sheamus stuff ended. Why this match is ending the show, rather than like a Roman Reigns or Keith Lee promo or anything, just because I want to put the emphasis this month, especially on King of the Ring and Queen's Crown, to make them feel a bit more special. A lot on the line, guaranteed world title match for the winners at SummerSlam. So I just want to put an emphasis on it, and it's Becky Lynch and Deonna Purrazzo head to head here. Don't know if they've ever fought, maybe, with the spot in the Queen's Crown semi-final up for grabs against Liv Morgan. And in the end, your winner and the woman advancing to the Queen's Crown semi-final against Liv Morgan is Becky Lynch. One half of the women's tag team champion does it. Deonna Purrazzo, much like Deonna Purrazzo does her gang at ringside, trying to cheat a little bit, but just as she has the previous weeks, Aaliyah not going along with it. Aaliyah very clearly disconnecting somewhat from Deonna's dirty cheating ways. And Becky Lynch taking advantage, managing to get Deonna into the disarmer. Deonna no choice but to tap. 88, really good main event. 88 Becky, 76 Deonna, both doing really well. But it is Becky Lynch who advances in the Queen's Crown tournament to that semi-final matchup with Liv Morgan, which will hopefully be another really good matchup. And speaking of that matchup, Lynch getting her arm raised, getting to celebrate, and then out coming Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan gets in the ring. Becky Lynch, women's tag title over her shoulder, and her and Liv Morgan just staring down. Liv Morgan extends her hand for a handshake. Lynch looks down at it, and she says, "We'll save that for after." And then walking past Liv Morgan. Lynch, fair enough, really. There's time for respect after we beat the hell out of each other and decide who's going to the Queen's Crown semi-final, eh? To the Queen's Crown Smackdown final, 100, really good main event, really good post, really good episode of Smackdown, I think, here. 92, very happy. King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments continuing forward, building up a lot of stuff elsewhere for Crown Jewel. Roman still wanting Keith Lee, Bullard wanting Lesnar, Ronda, Natalia, maybe, Gacy and Breeze dancing as they do. A lot going on. Very happy. Good episode of SmackDown, good NXT, good Raw, good start on the road to NXT TakeOver Chicago and the Crown Jewel premium live events featuring the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournament final, of course, for those guaranteed world title matches at SummerSlam. You're not going to want to miss a single thing on the road to, NXT TakeOver Chicago and Crown Jewel, and then SummerSlam beyond. So please do subscribe to the channel for more so you don't miss an episode, and leave a like if you have enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below, who do you want to win the King of the Ring and Queen Crowns tournaments? You've seen all the brackets, so let me know who you want to win those tournaments and what titles do you want them to go for at SummerSlam. Please do let me know below. Like I said, subscribe, like, and as always, I just want to say thank you for watching.